teacher accused of committing lewd acts on a child ends with a spectacular airborne crash straight into a building. Earlier, that same suspect also crashed into a semi-truck following a CHP pit maneuver. This wild pursuit covered most of the South Bay and ended after the accused teacher told police he was suicidal.
We begin our team coverage with David Begno live at the crash scene in Rancho Palos Verdes. David.
Carolyn, it was spectacular, but it could have very well been deadly for the suspect and the people on the road. Tonight, the fence that he actually crashed through is still on the ground here. And come with me as I take you live. He went through the fence here in Palos Verdes and smashed into the building below, some 150 feet. He went airborne and then rolled his vehicle. This is how it ended. Over a hillside in Palos Verdes, the suspect going airborne, smacking into a tree, down a hillside, hitting a building, which housed the very same paramedics who would transport him to a local hospital.
Airborne initiated a stop on this person. There was a failure to yield.
Inside the truck, Kip Arnold, a PE teacher for the LAUSD, who this afternoon had fled police in the city of Long Beach when they tried to arrest him on a charge of lewd acts with a child. He reportedly took off telling police, "I know why you want me."
We are basically southbound on the 405 here coming through the South Bay.
KTLA-5 was the only station in Southern California broadcasting the chase live on the KTLA News at 1.
Also that apparently he's threatening suicide?
At one point in the chase, the CHP did a pit maneuver, spinning Arnold into a tractor trailer. It was a standoff. Officers drew their weapon as Arnold just sat there until he saw an opportunity and took off. The chase was back on, down the Pacific Coast Highway, headed into Palos Verdes. And watch as he starts to swerve. And almost as if he let go of the wheel and stepped on the gas, he goes right off the road.
He should have killed himself if he had a gun, rather than putting other lives in danger.
People who would later drive up on the scene at first thought the suspect was dead. Officers ran up to the vehicle, some with their guns drawn. But the suspect was not a threat. Turns out Arnold was hanging upside down in his truck.
Our concern was, once we cut the roof open, that he wouldn't fall out and drop another 10-15 feet down to the ground.
It took nearly a half hour to cut the roof off and get Arnold out. He was conscious and talking. The man suspected of violating a child and putting lives in danger on the freeway could only cover his face in shame as paramedics wheeled him away. And you are looking live at the building. That part where he crashed into, that's actually where the McCormick paramedics sleep. So had they been taking a nap, he very well would have crashed into that same area where their beds are. Tonight, they have not been hurt. The suspect had non-life-threatening injuries, taken to a local hospital, of course. Once he is treated and then released from the hospital, he'll head straight to jail. We're live tonight in Rancho Palos Verdes. I'm David Begno, KTLA 5 News.